Middleton comes in here with an overall record of 9-8. One tie, at least if Game Changer is correct anyway. Stevens Point, on the other hand, an overall record here of 12-5. And Stevens Point dropped a close game last night, 3-0. The hands of Beaver Dam. Pretty good pitching performance from both pitchers, certainly. Definitely one of those types of games here. Our Auto Select pregame show. Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services. They have locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point, and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go. So Stevens Point, again, they will play here, obviously right here at 9 o'clock, and then they'll be back at it here today at 4 o'clock here at Buchholz Park. Middleton, they're coming off a 4-2 victory yesterday over Beaver Dam. And this should be a pretty good baseball game, 9 o'clock game. This is actually the game that was slated to be on Friday night, but because of the weather and everything going on with the weather and certainly the field conditions, that game here right now, 9 o'clock here on Zaleski Sports. Chase Lyons on our production crew. Brandon Berencott doing the call for this one here. Looks to be a good day here, at least according to the weather radar that I'm looking at right now. Again, our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, which is Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. They have complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point, on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go. Chase Rogers will lead things off for Middleton over at second base for Middleton. Jackson Guerrero will hit second and play short today.
Batting third, number 5, center fielder
Charlie Tompak here out in center. He'll hit third. Easton Harris hitting cleanup today. He'll be in right.
Number 1, designated hitter
Ray Feinberg hitting fifth today, doing the DHing.
Number 42, first baseman Keegan Esser.
Keegan Esser will hit sixth and play first.
Batting seventh, number 11, catching Copeland Look.
Copeland Look will hit seventh and do the catching here today for Middleton.
Number 45, left fielder Noah Lucchesi.
Noah Lucchesi here, he'll hit eighth and play left field.
Batting ninth, number 47, third baseman Blake Flynn.
And Blake Flynn will hit in the ninth spot and be over at third base here today. Joey Pasaglia, he'll pitch today, number 15 for Middleton. We'll switch gears over to the Sixers, who will play host here.
For your Stevens Point Sixers, leading off, number 3, center fielder Peyton Fleece.
Peyton Fleece out in center to lead things off for the Sixers.
Playing first, number 34,
Noah Marshke will hit second and be over at first base.
Batting third, number 4, pitcher Caden Adams.
Caden Adam will get the start on the hill today, hitting third.
Number 20, left fielder Kyle Madlina.
Kyle Madlina out and left. He'll hit fourth today.
Batting fifth, number 42, right fielder Zach Richter.
Zach Richter hitting fifth out in right field.
Batting sixth, second baseman number 5, Matthew Ostrowski.
Matthew Ostrowski out in second base, hitting sixth today.
For shortstop, Caden Weinferter.
Caden Weinferter hitting seventh over at shortstop.
Batting eighth, number 2, and catching Dayton Kobach.
Dayton Kobach will catch and play,
Batting ninth,
hit eighth.
23, third baseman Josh Obiola.
And Josh Opiola to round things off. He'll be playing over at third base, hitting ninth today for the Sixers.
At this time,
We'll have our national anthem now, and we'll be underway here momentarily.
can be recognized. We thank you for your service.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in Auto Select. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, Auto Select will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust. in Stevens Point and Plover. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
We are back out here, national anthem here in the nice Sunday morning here, 9 o'clock start time here. Middleton Cardinals and the Stevens Point Sixers squaring off here. Caden Adam will get the start on the hill, as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show here today. Defensively, Josh Opiola over at third, Matthew Ostrowski over at second, Caden Weinfurter over at short, and Noah Marschke at first base for the infield here. For the Sixers out in the outfield, Zach Richter out in right, Kyle Madlena out in left, and Peyton Flees out in center. Dayton Kobach doing the catching here today for the Sixers. Again, as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, they come in here with an overall record of 12-5. Victories, they 1-1 yesterday. They beat Heartland 8-0 in their first game yesterday, and then lost a pretty solid pitched game on both sides of the coin. 3-0 loss to Beaver Dam last night. Back on the saddle, as they say here today. Again, they will play this game, and then they will play Wausau at 4 o'clock here today. Right out at Buchholz Park here, Leo Cub-Manchesky Field here in Stevens Point. Final day, third and final day here of the Ed Kardak Firecracker Classic Tournament. And I give thanks to our many game day sponsors. Felt's Dairy, the culture of Wisconsin is forever tied to life on the farm. Bring the family for a visit to Felt's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Cheese's Dairy Products, local meats, seasonal decor, and so much more. That's Felt's Dairy Store. Food, family, and fun. So Chase Rogers here will lead things off for Middleton. Chase, the leadoff hitter, he'll play over at second base defensively here for Middleton. And Caden Adam out on the hill here in this game 1 of 2 here for the Sixers. Working from the stretch. We are underway. And that is a called strike in there for strike 1. Fastball in there from Richter. So it's 0-1 now here to Rogers. Rogers had been showing bunt there on that first. And Rogers will reach by way of the hit by pitch here. And that'll bring up the shortstop in Jackson Guerrero. So Guerrero steps in here, the right-handed hitting Jackson Guerrero. Again, as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, Middleton a 4-2 winner over Beaver Dam yesterday afternoon. And that's chopped on the ground over to Weinfurt at short. He'll go to 1 with it, and the 6-3 to retire Jackson Guerrero for out number 1. Chase Rogers will advance to second on that, and there's one out now here for Charlie Tompak. Charlie, the center fielder here today for Middleton. So Rogers over at second, one out here for Tompak. Breaking ball misses high from Adam. So it's 1-0 now. Easton Harris, the on-deck hitter for Middleton. Adams' pitch, that'll be fouled into the fencing here, so it goes to 1-1 now to Tompak. So the 1-1 offering from Caden Adam here. Caden works from the stretch, comes set here. And his 1-1 pitch is hit on the ground up the middle, and that'll be a base hit for Tompak. And a run coming home, and that's Chase Rogers to score the first run here of the game for Middleton. And Tompak with the RBI single here to bring Rogers in, so it's 1-0 here, and Easton Harris coming up here. Easton, the right fielder today for Middleton. Easton, the fourth hitter here for this Cardinals team out of Middleton. Adams' pitch misses high and out, so it's 1-0 now. Adam from the stretch. That may have slipped out of Caden's grasp possibly, so Tompak will end up at second on the wild pitch, and it's 2-0 now here to Easton Harris. Adams comes set here, the pitch. And that'll miss down low. So it's now 3-0 here to the right fielder Easton Harris. One out, top half inning number one. Middleton strikes first on the board, 1-0 here. In the first of 4 baseball games on the docket here out at Buchholz Park this morning. And that will be a 4-pitch walk here, and that'll bring up the designated hitter and Ray Feinberg here. Couple runners on base with Harris over at first and Tompak down at second. One out here and Ray Feinberg coming up. And that'll be a called strike to Feinberg, so it is 0-1 now here to Ray. Adams set the pitch, fouled down by the Sixers dugout, so it's now an 0-2 count here to Feinberg. Keegan Esser, the on-deck hitter for Middleton. And Adams' 0-2 pitch. It's going to be lifted into the air, and I think that is going to just get out of play, and it does. Goes into the Sixers dugout here, so count remains 0-2 here to Feinberg. And Middleton on the board first here today. Adams' 0-2 offering here is going to be hit out to left field. That's going to be right at Kyle Madlena there for the second out here. Now the F7 to retire Feinberg for out number 2. And that'll bring up the first baseman here, number 42, and Keegan Esser hitting today in the 6th spot. 2 outs here with a couple runners on base here for Middleton, with Tompak over at second and Harris over at first. Adam working with 2 outs here. The off-speed pitch misses inside, so it's 1-0 now to Keegan Esser. Sun starting to slowly come out here. Good to see. And that's a called strike in there. A couple of throws. And both runners will steal on that. Might have been a little bit of mix-up on the base paths by Middleton, but regardless, both base runners will advance 90 feet. So Tompak down to third. And Harris over to second. There's a 1-1. 1-1 now here to Esser. The 1-1 pitch here from Adam, a swing and a miss. And the count now goes to 1-2 here to Esser. Caden's 1-2 pitch. That'll be belted out of play, and that'll go foul. So count remains 1-2 here. Again, Chase Lyons doing our production here. Good job as always. Shane Adam and Jim Smola up here as well, keeping us all in line here as they always do. They have to keep us in line every once in a while, but they do a nice job of that. Of course, Aaron Lang when he's around as well. Always a hospitable group here. Up in Stevens Point, Sixerland here, up in the press box here. 2-2 coming up here to Keegan Esser. And that'll be hit in the air, and that should be playable for Josh Opiola at third. He will glove it and make the third out here. The F5 to retire Keegan Esser for out number 3. 1 hit, 1 run. Couple runners left on base. Middleton strikes first. 1-0 now. Stevens Point coming up. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Rocky Rococo.
My pizza!
Pizza, hands down pizza.
I love it!
Cheese sauce, toppings and slices.
You'll love it too!
Rocky Rococo. Whole pie or slices. Hot, thick, chewy, crunchy, saucy. Rocky Rococo. Pizza. Rocky Rococo.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
All right, we are back out here, bottom half inning number 1 coming up here. One of our many game day sponsors this morning here, SC Swiderski and SCS Apartment or Home, is where you want to live, work, and play all throughout central Wisconsin, the Chippewa Valley, and the Fox Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Visit scswiderski.com for more. So Joey Pasaglia will get the start out on the hill, the right-hander here for Middleton. Peyton Fleas will lead things off, as we mentioned here in our earlier moments here during our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, followed by Noah Marshke, Caden Adam, Kyle Madlena, Zach Richter, Matthew Ostrowski, Caden Weinferter, Dayton Kobach, and Josh Opiola. And Stevens Point coming in here with an overall record of 12-5. They are head coached by Bobby Opiola and assisted by Brian and Brendan Klisch. So Middleton with the early 1-0 lead here on this Sunday morning, 7th of July. And Peyton Fleas will lead things off here for the Sixers. Bottom half inning number 1. Peyton hitting this morning in the leadoff spot here for Stevens Point. And Pasaglia here set, and that ball hit in the air out to center on the first pitch. And that will be fielded for the first out here in the F8 to retire Peyton Fleas for out number 1. Charlie Tompak making the play out there in center for the first out here, and Noah Marschke, first baseman here. We saw him in the first game of 2 yesterday for Stevens Point. Got the win against Heartland. Had the 10 Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts, did Noah. And there's a called strike, so it's 1-1 now here to Marschke. Saglia's 1-1 pitch is going to be fouled and out of play here. So it's now 1-2 to Marschke. And Marschke will foul that one off as well. So it remains 1-2 here to Noah. And Marschke staying alive and fouling that one off. So again, the first of 2 games for the Sixers today on this Sunday, July 7th. Saglia's pitch just fouled, so Marschke staying alive here. Still 1-2 now to Noah. Looking ahead here, again, Point will play Wassa today at 4, and then they'll be back in action on Tuesday, where they'll be up at Wassa. And that ball hit out into the air, out into left field. Play will be made for out number 2, so the F7 here to retire Noah Marschke for out number 2. And that's Noah Lucchesi making the play out and left for the Cardinals here, and it's 2 outs now for Caden Adam. Saglia in there for called strike 1. Joey, the right-hander here for Middleton. And he'll miss outside and low, so it's 1-1 now here to Adam. And Joey misses just outside, so count is now 2-1 here to Caden Adam. Kyle Madlena, the on-deck hitter for Stevens Point. Should Adam reach here, there's 2 outs. That ball's going to be hit foul down the right field line into the fencing area. Josh Opiola hustling over to pick that one up for the Sixers. So it's 2-2 now here to Adam. Breaking ball in there, and that'll be fouled to the other side of the field, down the left field area here. Count remains 2-2 now to Adam. Bottom half inning number 1 here. Middleton out front, 1-0 early goings here. Pasaglia set, and he'll just miss on the outside half of the plate. So the count now goes full to Caden Adam. And that's a called strike 3 for out number 3 for Pasaglia. So a 3 up, 3 down inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base here. 1 inning here in the books. We will move to inning number 2. Middleton out front, 1-0. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball this morning on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
All right, back out here for the second inning of play coming up here, and one of our many game day sponsors here this morning. Does your roof need attention? We'll call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield today. They are your hail damage experts, and they serve all of central Wisconsin with both residential and commercial roofing. If you have recent hail damage to your home or business, Seamless Commercial Roofing is your hail damage expert, and their workmanship is always guaranteed. Call them today for a free estimate. That's Seamless Commercial Roofing. Call 715-204-8103. That's 715-204-8103. So Copeland Look will lead things off here for Middleton. Top half inning number 2. Again, Middleton with a 1-0 early lead here. A lot of baseball in front of us, though, here for both teams. Josh Opiola up in the infield grass over at third for Stevens Point. Adams' pitch misses outside, so it is 1-0 now here to Look. Copeland, the left-handed hitting catcher here for Middleton. And he'll swing through an Adam fastball, so it goes to 1-1 now here to Copeland. That ball hit on the ground over to Marshke at first. He'll flip it over to Adam, who's covering, and that'll be the first out. So the 3-1 put out here for out number 1, and that'll bring up Noah Lucchesi here, the left fielder hitting today for the first time. The number 8 hitter for Middleton. Also a lefty here. So a couple lefties in a row here for the Cardinals, who happens to be playing left field as well here. So the fastball in there and swing and a miss by Lucchesi, so it's 0-1 now. Adam working from the stretch, the 0-1 count. That'll miss down low, so it's 1-1 now here to Lucchesi. Adams' pitch, that'll be fouled back into the fencing structure here, and Chase Rogers giving chase to that foul ball. It's 1-2 now here. And that's going to be chopped foul. So Lucchesi now with a 1-2 count. Blake Flynn, the on-deck hitter here for Middleton. Adams' 1-2 pitch. That's rocket out in right field, and that'll be a base hit for Lucchesi. And that'll bring up number 47, the third baseman here today, Blake Flynn. His first at-bat here for the Cardinals. Lucchesi aboard over at first, 1 out. Top half inning number 2 here. Caden Adam working from the stretch. And he'll swing and miss on a Blake Flynn, so it's 0-1 now. So Lucchesi with the lead over there. Adam will check on him. He'll slide back in safely there. Sort of an intermediate type lead over there for Noah. Adams' pitch, that's going to be hit out to left field, and that'll be a base. Not sure exactly. I'm not sure what just happened. Looked like a base hit here, at least from my angle. I'm not sure. They'll maybe talk things over here. I'm not sure, Kurt, if he all right, so it's 0-1. Must have been a foul ball there, I'm not sure. That's going to be fouled into the fencing material. We'll, I'm sure, get the official situation on that. I guess just from my vantage point, I thought maybe that was a base hit just based on how things happen, but we'll break that down once we know for sure. But either way, it's an 0-2 count here to Blake Flynn, and that's a strike 3 swinging. And that'll be a Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here for Caden Adam. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. So 2 outs now here. Top of the order with Chase Rogers. He was hit by a pitch back in his last plate appearance. He did score a run in that, and he looks at ball 1 now, so it's 1-0 here to Rogers. And Adam coming with the heat, and it's 1-1 now as Rogers swings through that. Lucchesi down at second. Both arms out here. Intermediate type lead over there for Noah. And Rogers, that'll be the second time now that he's been hit by a pitch here, so he'll be aboard. And that'll bring up Jackson Guerrero. Jackson is 0 for 1 here today. Grounded out to shortstop back in his first at-bat, just an inning ago here. So a couple runners aboard now here for Middleton, 2 outs. And shortstop Jackson Guerrero here. So Rogers with a sizable lead, and Lucchesi with a lead as well. So it's off-speed pitch misses high, and it's 1-0 now to Guerrero. The 1-0 pitch here to Jackson. That's going to be hit out into center. Hit pretty well. Fleas going back on it. He'll make the play, and that'll be the 3rd out here. And that'll retire Jackson Guerrero for out number 3. So a hit, a couple runners left on, no runs, no errors. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 2. Middleton out front here, 1-0. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. We will be back here in a moment.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
All right, back out here, bottom half inning 2 here. Get you caught up here. So that play that I thought maybe was a hit out into left field by Blake Flynn was actually called off. He called the balk on that. So what happened was Lucchesi then got to second, and ultimately Flynn strikes out. So that was what happened on that play, and Kyle Medlina will lead things off here, bottom half inning 2. Passaglia back out for his second inning of work here, and Kyle Medlina looks at strike 1. So Kyle, the left fielder, hitting today in the cleanup spot here this morning for the Sixers. Sagli's 1-0 pitch. That's hit pretty well by Medlina. That ball going back, and that's going to get to the fence. That'll be extra bases for Kyle Medlina on a stand-up double to lead things off for Kyle Medlina. So that'll get to that Ivy out there in left field. Nice leadoff hit here in this second inning for Kyle Medlina. And he's now in scoring position for Zach Richter. Richter showing bunt here. And that will be a called strike. So Keegan Esser was charging in on that for over at first for Middleton. So the 0-1 count coming up here to Richter. Medlina with a nice lead over at second. Richter showing bunt. And that'll miss outside. So it's 1-1 now here to Richter. One pitch coming up here to Zach. Zach showing bunt again. He'll get the bunt down. A nice bunt. That'll get Medlina over to third. And
now batting for the Sixers, number 5, Matthew Ostrowski.
so Richter getting the nice bunt down to advance Kyle Medlina to third, and that'll bring up the second baseman here in Matthew Ostrowski. Matthew, the Rosholt product, just finished his sophomore season over in Rosholt. He looks at ball 1 down low, so it's 1-0 here to Matthew. Medlina out at third, I beg your pardon. And that'll be hit on the ground. And that goes just foul. Boy, did not miss by much there. So it is 1-1 now to Ostrowski. So the 1-1 count to Matthew. He shows bunt, and he's going to get a nice bunt down because he'll get the job done in getting Kyle Medlina across for the first run. Well, the sack bunt for Matthew Ostrowski. Medlina scores the first run here, so we're all knotted up here at 1 apiece. With 2 outs, and Caden Weinfurter coming up. Saglia's pitch misses outside, so it is 1-0 now here to Caden. Passaglia in there for strike 1 with the fastball, catches a corner, so it's 1-1 now to Caden. And called strike two, the fastball from Passaglia, so it's now 1-2 here to Caden. The 1-2 pitch here from Passaglia. That'll be hit on the ground over to second. And that'll be the 4-3 put out here to retire Caden Weinfurter, but not before the Sixers come up with a run to even things up here. A hit and a run, no errors, no one left on here. 2 innings are in the books. 1-1 our score. We'll move to the third inning of play here out at Buchholz Park here in Stevens Point. You are watching and listening to American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Let your job journey begin at Express Employment Professionals. Find hundreds of employers looking for a candidate like you, all in one place at one time. And let Express Employment help connect you with your future career. With locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Marshfield, and Medford, you'll find local jobs right in your community, including direct hire and evaluation to hire opportunities. Express Employment specializes in light industrial, skilled trades, professional, and office careers. Begin your job journey today with Express Employment Professionals at expresspros.com.
All right, we're back here now. I'm going to give thanks to one of our many game day sponsors here today in Rocky Rococo's. Rocky Rococo's pan-style pizza and pasta is a Stevens Point favorite for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. Always supporting local and always an easy and affordable choice for your next family night out. Fast food on the go, or even your next catering for a party or work function. Enjoy Rocky Rococo's in Stevens Point. So Charlie Tompak here. Charlie is 1 for 1 today at a single back in inning number 1, his second at bat here for Middleton. Caden Adam back out for his third inning of work. And he'll find the strike there, so it's 1-1 now here to Charlie. Adams' 1-1 pitch misses downstairs, so it's now 2-1. So the 2-1 pitch coming up here from Caden Adam. And that's going to miss down low, so it's now 3-1 here to Charlie. Again, Charlie 1 for 1 here this morning for the Cardinals, with that single that he had back in inning 1, as we just mentioned. He'll hit that on the ground, and that's going to get through for a single for Charlie Tompak, his second base hit here this morning for the Cardinals. Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. So Easton Harris now. Easton walked his first plate appearance back in inning number 1. So Tompak aboard here for the Cardinals. And Adam misses down low, so it's 1-0 to Harris. Adam, they're going to get a play on the bases here. The infamous pickle, as we say, and we'll see how it's executed, and they're going to get Tompak out. Nice defensive play there by Stevens Point, showing the patience. Always something I'm sure that when you do get into the pickle, you always want to do exactly what they did. And 1 out now here, and that's 1-0 now to Harris, so nobody on base. And the 1-0 pitch here. And that's going to be hit through the hole over at second, a base hit for Harris.
Now batting for Middleton, number 1, Ray Feinberg.
Ray Feinberg here, he flew out to Madalena in left field in his first at-bat back in inning number 1. Ray, the designated hitter. 1 out here with Easton Harris over at first. Caden Adam looking for a new baseball, I believe. And he'll get just that. So again, Ray 0 for 1 here this morning. Adam working with 1 out, working from the stretch with Harris over at first. Harris going, he'll have a throw down to second. And just missed, and Harris will be in with a stolen base. A pretty nice throw, though, there by Dayton Koback. So Harris on base, stolen base, out at second here. The runner now in scoring position, an 0-1 count here to Feinberg. And that'll be in there for a called strike, so it's now 0-2 to Ray. The 0-2 pitch here from Caden Adam. It's going to be chopped over to third. Opiola makes a nice play over on the diamond, gets the throw over to first. And the 5-3 to retire Feinberg. 4 out number 2. So 2 outs here with Keegan Esser. Keegan 0 for 1 today, flew out to Opiola over at third in his first at-bat back in inning number 1. So Harris aboard at second. 2 outs here, top half inning number 3, tied up at 1. And Adam in there for strike number 1. So it's 0-1 now to Keegan Esser. And Adams' 0-1 pitch is fouled back into the fence. So it's quickly 0-2 now here to Esser. Adams' 0-2 pitch misses high and up, so it's 1-2 now here to Keegan. Raking ball hit on the ground. That's going to be a tough play for Ostrowski. But he'll make the play, and he'll retire Keegan Esser on the 4-3 putout for the 3rd out here. So a couple of hits, no runs, no errors. 1 left on base here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 3. All tied up here at 1 apiece. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
All right, back out here for the bottom half, inning number 3 here. One of our many game day sponsors here today, Express Employment. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment to find the right career path for you. And Dayton Koback here, his first plate appearance here this morning for the Sixers. Joey Pasaglia out for his third inning of work here for Middleton, and a 1-0 count now to Koback. That's hit over to Pasaglia. He'll glove it. He'll flip it over to first, and that'll be the first out here in this bottom half, inning number 3. 1-3 put out to retire Dayton Koback. And that'll bring up the third baseman here, and Josh Opiola. So Josh's first at bat here for Stevens Point. Showing bunt, he'll bunt that foul into the fence here, so it's 0-1 now to Josh. And Opiola swings and misses at the off-speed pitch from Pasaglia here, so it's 0-2 now here to Josh. And fastball in there, and that'll be strike number 3, and 2 quick outs here. So Opiola down, swinging on strikes. And that'll bring up the top of the order here in Peyton Flees. Peyton flew out to center field. His first at-bat back over in inning number 1. So 0-for-1 here for Peyton this morning. Pasaglia misses down though, so it's 1-0 now here to Fleece. And that misses outside, so it's 2-0 now. A couple quick outs here for Pasaglia on the Middleton Cardinals here. Bottom half, inning number 3. Flees hits a rocket up the middle, and that'll be a base hit for Peyton. Peyton's first hit here in this game this morning, so he's aboard on first for Noah Marshke now. Noah 0-for-1 today. He flew out to left field back in his first at-bat here for Stevens Point. And the throwback on Flees. Saglia checking on Flees over there. And Keegan Esser, the first baseman for Middleton. And that'll be a called strike here to Noah Marshke from Pasaglia. So it is an 0-1 count. Again, 2 outs here. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. 6 hits between the 2 teams. Middleton with the 4 hits. Stevens Point with the 2 hits here today. Pasaglia's 0-1 pitch misses down and inside, and it's now 1-1. And Copeland looked with a nice stop back there, the catcher for the Cardinals. And I think they're maybe going to call the balk, I believe. That looks like, anyways, from what I can see, and that will be what it is. So Flees will go to second on the balk here. So it's 1-1 now to Marshke, with Flees now a runner in scoring position for Stevens Point. Saglia misses outside, so 2-1 now. So Fleas going to get himself caught. He'll be back in there in time, just barely. Pasaglia sensed that, made the throw down to second. Fleas able to get in under the tag, it looked like, just barely. So it's 2-1 now here to Marschke. Pasaglia steps off. Just to kind of keep Peyton Fleas at bay there. So it's 2-1 now here to Marschke. And Marschke fouls that one into the fence, so it's 2-2 now. So twos are wild here. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. And they're going to get Peyton Fleas. So Peyton Fleas caught on the base pass for out number 3. So 1 hit. No runs, no errors. We are through 3 innings here. We're tied up at 1 apiece. We move to the 4th inning of work here. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
They, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed.
it's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
All right, we are back out here. We move to the 4th inning of work here. Caden Adam does. 4th inning coming up here. One of our many game day sponsors here today, Shoot a Funeral. Shoot a Funeral Home is your local family-owned and operated funeral home committed to serving families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable funerals. Shoot a Funeral Home of Stevens Point and Plover. Also brought to you today in part by the Rock and Roll Cafe. Treat the whole family to breakfast or lunch at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Mexican and American dishes cooked to perfection daily on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. So Copeland Look here will lead things off here. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounded into the 3-1 ground out in inning number 2. So his second at bat here for the Middleton Cardinals. Again, Caden Adam out for his 4th inning of work here. And that will miss down low. So it's 1-0 now to Copeland. So it's 2-0 now here to Copeland Look. All tied up here at 1 apiece. Top half inning number 4. Look will foul that one into the fence now, so it goes to 2-1. The first of 4 games being played out here today out at Buchholz Park, the final day of the Firecracker Classic. And Adams' 2-1 pitch, that one's fouled off, so it's now 2-2 here to Look. Middleton with 4 hits on the board, Stevens Point the 2. Both teams with the 1 run each. No errors in the game for either team, so it's 2-2 now here to Look. And he'll swing through that and get a piece of that. Staying alive. Is Kobach not able to hang on to that, so it's 2-2 now. And that ball hit out to Fleas out in center. He'll drift over to his right, and he'll make the play for the first out here for out number 1. And that'll bring up Noah Lucchesi now. Noah is 1 for 1 this morning. Had a single in inning 2. Noah, the left fielder, the lefty here. And Adams' pitch misses down low and may have been in as well. So it's 1-0 now here to Lucchesi. So the 1-0 pitch here, and that'll be hit over to short. That's Weinferter. He'll put a glove on it. He'll make the throw over to Marschke at first for the 6-3 putout to retire Noah Lucchesi for out number 2. And that'll bring up third baseman here in Blake Flynn. Blake 0 for 1 here this morning. He struck out back in inning number 2. So quick couple outs here for Caden Adam and the Sixers. And that hit over to Weinferter, first pitch, and that'll get through. Probably going to score that an E6, I believe.
Number 12, Chase Rogers.
So Flynn aboard with E6, and that'll bring up the top of the order here in Chase Rogers. Chase, a couple of walks here by way of being hit by pitch both times for Chase. Technically 0 for 0 in the stat book here. The Meta stat book that I have going here. Adams' off-speed pitch is in there for a called strike 1. Oh, it's 0-1 now here to Rogers. 2 outs with Flynn over at first. Adam will check back on Flynn over at first. And the swing and a miss here to Chase now. So it is an 0-2 count coming up to Chase Rogers. Jackson Guerrero, the on-deck hitter, should Chase Rogers reach here. The 0-2 offering, that's going to be hit out into right. Zach Richter moving over to his left, and he'll make the play to retire Chase Rogers for out number 3 in the F9. No runs, no hits, 1 error. 1 left on base here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 4. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuda Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuda Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in AutoSelect. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, AutoSelect will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust. In Stevens Point, and Plover. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
All right, back out here. Bottom half, inning 4 coming up here. One of our many game day sponsors here today in Staub Construction. Staub Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Staub Construction is a 100% employee-owned company. So Noah Marschke will lead things off here in the bottom half, inning number 4. Noah's 0 for 1 here this morning. Flew out into left field his first at-bat. Fastball misses, so it is now 2-0 here to Marschke. And Pasaglia's pitch misses down though, so it is 3-0 count here to Marschke. .30 pitch misses outside, so a 4-pitch at bat and a 4-pitch walk for Noah Marschke to be aboard now for Caden Adam. Caden Adam 0 for 1 here at the plate today, this morning. Marschke aboard for the Sixers. All tied up here, 1 apiece. Pasaglia checking over on Marschke at first. Keegan Esser over there again for the Cardinals. Pasaglia's pitch misses high, so it is now 1-0 to Mr. Caden Adam. Cheese Pleasers in Bancroft is a local hidden gem filled with all the finest cheeses, snack sticks, cheese curds, and cheese trays. For Wisconsin's finest cheese, stop at Cheese Pleasers right off I-39 in Bancroft. So 1-0 now here to Caden Adam. Pasaglia from the stretch, the pitch. Snap throw down to first. It's going to just get past the first baseman and Esser, and Marschke's heading to second, and he'll be in there. So 1-1 now here to Adam, with Marschke now in scoring position for Stevens Point. Fastball in there for strike number 2, so it is a 1-2 count to Caden Adam. Marschke with a lead out at second for Stevens Point. Nobody out, 1-2 count coming up here to Caden Adam. And Pasaglia's pitch misses out, so it's 2-2, an even count now to Caden. Pasaglia's 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's hit into the hole. That'll be a base hit for Caden Adam. And that'll put the runners now at the corners for the Sixers, and Kyle Madlena coming up.
For the Sixers, number 20, Kyle Madlena.
Kyle had that rocket double that caught the warning track out in left field, just careened into the ivy and the fencing out there. The stand-up double for Kyle, so he is 1 for 1 this morning with runners at the corner now. And he hits another ball out that's pretty well hit too. That's going back. That'll be on the warning track, and that'll be extra bases for Madlena. And Kyle must have had something good this morning, I'm not sure, at the Madlena household. Regardless, that's his second double here. And that'll put Caden Adam over to third, and Madlena's second double here. And a mound visit here for Middleton. Will stay right here unless there's a change of pitchers. I don't know that there will be, but we'll stay here either way. So Stevens Point now out front 2-1 on the RBI double for Kyle Madlena, and now Adam over at third and Madlena out at second. So he's put a couple of charges into a couple baseballs, hit that one on the screws as well. That one caught the warning track, and Stevens Point now with the 2-1 advantage here. Looks like we'll stay with Joey Pasaglia here. He'll stay out there for the Cardinals. And that'll bring up Zach Richter. Zach had the 1-3 bunt in his first at-bat here. That was back in inning 2. Now Pasaglia misses outside, and it is 1-0 now here to Richter. Still nobody out here. Madlena out at second. Adam down at third. And that's in there for called strike one to Zach. So it's 1-1 now. Yeah, so Kyle definitely showing some power here today in this first of 2 games. Of course, we've seen him out on the gridiron. Happened to bump into him a few times in the weight room. Definitely lifts more than I do. That ball in the dirt for Pasaglia, and it's 3-1 now here to Richter. Matthew Ostrowski, the on-deck hitter for Stevens Point. And Richter will be aboard with a base on ball here, and that'll load things up for Matthew Ostrowski. He laid down a nice sac bunt back in inning number 2, did Matthew. Bases loaded, nobody out here. And Matthew with a base hit, and that'll score at least 1 run. And Madlena caught in a rundown here, and he'll get back into and another rundown, and Richter will, boy, a lot to unpack here, but Ostrowski with an RBI single. So Ostrowski ends up at second on that, the RBI single. Richter out in the base pass trying to go to third there. So Madlena over at third. And Ostrowski out at second. Caden Adams scored, so it's 3-1 now here. Stevens Point out front. So the 1-0 pitch here to Weinfurter. And that'll miss, so it's 2-0 now. So the 2-0 count here to Caden Weinfurter. Caden 0 for 1 today, grounded out to second back in inning 2. Fastball in there for strike number 1. So 2-1 count here to Weinfurter. And that ball hit on the ground. They're going to come home with it. And they will get Madeline out at home. That'll be the second out here. So I believe the 6-2 fielder's choice there. Ostrowski down at third. And Dayton Koback here with 2 outs. Dayton the 1-3 in his first at-bat here, and it's 1-0 now to Dayton. Hit on the ground to short, flipped to 2, and that'll be the third out here. Well, the 6-4 fielder's choice for out number 3. 3 hits do come across, though, and a couple runs, so Stevens Point now goes out front 3-1. 4 innings in the book here now. You've been listening to and watching American Legion baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
All right, we're back out here. 5th inning coming up here. Caden Adam for his 5th inning of work here for Stevens Point. Stevens Point goes on top 3-1 now here. And we want to give thanks to so many of our great sponsors here, one of them being Little Scholars Childcare. Little Scholars and Little Scholars Beginnings are 2 beautiful child care and preschools in Stevens Point offering early childhood learning for infants through 4K. You'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. So Stevens Point out front with a 3-1 lead now in this American Legion game here, and Jackson Guerrero will lead things off here in the top half of inning number 5. Jackson 0 for 2 here at the plate for Middleton. He flew out to Peyton Fleas in center his last at-bat, grounded to short in his first at-bat, and he'll look at strike 1 here from Caden Adam. So Caden has pitched pretty well, pretty efficient here thus far. He's on for his 5th inning of work here. Giving up the 4 hits thus far, just the 1 run. As the strikeout, the 3 walks here, so it's 2-1 now to Guerrero. The 2-1 here to Guerrero, and that misses down low, so it's a hitter's count. 3-1 now to Jackson. Charlie Topak, the on-deck hitter for Middleton. Charlie a couple hits today, so 2 for 2 standing in the on-deck circle for Middleton, and that'll be a called strike. Guerrero maybe didn't think so. So it's now full count here to Jackson Guerrero. We are in the top of the 5th here. Caden Adam from the stretch. The 3-2 pitch. That's going to be hit out of play and foul. Some fan will hopefully return that for a $1 token credit out here at the concession stands out at Leo Cub Manchesky Field, Buchholz Park. So the 3-2 pitch to Guerrero. And that's going to be hit in the air. Should be high enough for Madalena. He'll camp out under it and retire Jackson Guerrero for out number 1. So the F7 retiring Guerrero. And Charlie Tompak now. Charlie 2 for 2 here today. Couple of singles for the Cardinals. Caden Adam comes set the pitch. That'll be hit up the middle, and that'll be the 3rd hit for Charlie today. So Charlie 3 for 3 with that single. And that brings up Easton Harris. Easton is, 1 for 1 here today. He had a walk back in inning number 1 and a single and a stolen base in inning number 3. So Harris 1 for 1 today. Caden Adam with 1 out here working from the stretch with Tompak over at first. And Adam finds the strike there, so it's an 0-1 count. Adams' 0-1 pitch, he'll throw over to Marschke to check on Tompak there. Checking on Charlie there. So the 0-1 pitch coming up here to Harris. Fastball, that'll be hit on the ground over to short. Weinfurter drifting to his right. He'll make the throw and not able to come up with that. And both runners will stay put, so Tompak ends up at 3rd and Harris out at 2nd. I believe, let's see how they score that. I'm not sure if they're going to score that an E6 or a hit. It's a pretty tough play either way. Looks like they're going to maybe score that as an E6, at least from what I'm seeing anyways. The runners at 2nd and 3rd now for Ray Feinberg. Ray is 0 for 2 here this morning. And a run coming in to score here for Middleton. Tompak scores the 2nd run for the Cardinals, and Harris moves over to 3rd. And Feinberg now with a 1-0 count. So now a 3-2 ball game here. And Adams' pitch misses down low, so it's 1-1 now, or 2-0, I beg your pardon. 2-0 the count here to Feinberg. Harris down at 3rd. And that ball hit out in the left. That'll be a base hit, and that'll score a run here, an RBI for Ray Feinberg. Harris comes in to score the 3rd run for Middleton, and that'll knot things up here at 3 apiece. So Feinberg over at first, and Keegan Esser now And that's hit over to Weinfurter. He'll get the force out at second for the second out. And Copeland, look now, he is 0 for 2 this morning. Esser aboard on the 6-4 fielder's choice. Two outs here, so Copeland, the left-handed hitting catcher, he flew out to center field back his last at-bat, and he'll foul off the Adam fastball for strike number 1, so it's 0-1 now to look. Tied up at 3 apiece here in this one. Adams' pitch hit in the hole over to Weinfurter. He'll not be able to come up with that, so I think they're going to maybe, let's see, looks like they're going to score that as an E6 here, so Esser will go to second. With 2 outs here, and Noah Lucchesi here. Noah's 1 for 2. So 2 outs now here. Couple runners aboard, first and second for Middleton and Noah Lucchesi. Noah singled in inning 2 and grounded out to short in inning number 4. So Noah 1 for 2 here this morning. Adam working with 2 outs here. The stretch, the pitch. And that's going to hit out into the gap. That'll score, looks like it should score a run at least. 1 run coming in. And a sliding double for Lucchesi in his second hit here today. So Lucchesi with a 2-out double. RBI. So Middleton now out front 4-3. Couple runners in scoring position here now for Blake Flynn. Blake is 0 for 2 here this morning. So Lucchesi with that sliding double, his second hit of the morning. And it's 0-1 now here to Flynn. And he'll swing through and miss on that, so it's now 0-2 to Flynn. So the 0-2 pitch coming up here from Adam to Flynn. And that'll be a swing and a miss for out number 3. And that'll be the second Servpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Caden Adam. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Servpro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. So 3 hits and 3 runs. Middleton now takes a lead 4-3. We move to the bottom half of inning number 5. You've been listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Stevens Point coming up momentarily on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Rocky Rococo. My
my pizza.
Pizza, hands down pizza.
I love it.
Cheese sauce, toppings and spices.
You'll love it too.
Rocky Rococo, whole pie or slices. Hot, thick, chewy, crunchy, saucy. Rocky Rococo, Rocky Rococo.
All right, we are back here for the bottom half of inning number 5. Josh Opiola will lead things off here for the Sixers here. Joey Passaglia out. He's in for his 5th inning of work here for Middleton. Josh 0 for 1 this morning. And he'll catch that on the helmet, so a 1-pitch hit by pitch. So he'll wear that one on the helmet, and it's now Peyton Fleas coming up here. Peyton with the single and the fly out to center, so 1 for 2 for Peyton. Peyton hitting today in the leadoff position here for Stevens Point, with Opiola down at first. And that ball smashed foul. So it's 0-1 now here to Fleece. Passaglia checking on Opiola over at first. Josh back in there safely. So it's 0-1 now to Fleece. And that is a fastball in there for strike number 2. So it is an 0-2 count here coming up to Peyton Fleece. Middleton out front now, 4-3. Bottom half inning 5. Nobody out. That ball hit in the hole. That will get through, and that'll be a base hit. The second hit here for Peyton Fleas this morning. So good piece of hitting for Peyton. So a couple of runners aboard now with Opiola at second and Fleas down at first. Nobody out here for Noah Marshke. No 0 for 1 here today, and walked and scored a run. Coach out here, looks like we'll have a pitching change, so we'll take a brief commercial break here. Nobody out here, bottom half inning number 5, new pitcher coming on. You're listening to and watching American Legion baseball here on Zaleski Sports. We'll be back here momentarily to get you caught up on our pitching change in a moment.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Feltz Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Feltz Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
All right, back out. Here's Leski Sports. New pitcher here for Middleton. Joey Pasaglia exits here in the 5th inning, bottom 5th. Nobody out, so he goes 4+. Gives way to reliever Derek Studi here. Derek, the right-hander, will face Noah Marshke. Nobody out with Opiola over at second and Fleas over at first. And Derek's pitch misses, so it is 1-0 now to Marshke. So Studi working with nobody out here. Bottom half inning, number 5. The 1-0 pitch coming up here to Marshke, and that misses down low. Opiola will get to third, Fleas over to second. So now a couple runners in scoring position here for Stevens Point. Studi from the stretch. And that misses down low, so it's 3-0 now to Noah. Again, Noah walked and scored a run back over in inning number 4. So Studi's 3-0, and that'll be in there for a called strike. So it's 3-1 now here to Noah Marshke. Studi's 3-1 hitters count coming up. And Marshke fouls that one back, so it's now full count. So the full count here to Marshke. Ball hit into the air. Shortstop coming over to make the play for the F6. And that'll be the out number 1 here. And that'll bring up Caden Adam. He singled and scored a run back in inning 4 for the Sixers. He's 1 for 2 here this morning. And he's got Josh Opiola over at third and Fleas out at second with 1 out. And Derek Studi, the right-hander, working from the stretch, the pitch. That's in there for strike number 1 to Caden Adam. Fastball in there. That ball hit. That's going to be a tough play, and that is going to be a base hit for Caden Adam, and a run will score as Opiola comes in to score the 4th run for Stevens Point.
Now batting for the Sixers, number 20, Kyle Madlena.
And that'll bring up Kyle Madlena, 2 for 2 with a couple of long doubles here today for the Sixers in this one. Adam will get a pinch runner, and that's Braden Marshke pinch running. Runners at the corners now for dangerous cleanup hitter this morning, and Kyle Madlena. So we're all tied up at 4 apiece now. Runners at the corner for Madlena. Braden Marshke make the throw to second, and he'll be in there. So runners at second and third now for Madlena, 1 out. Things all knotted up at 4 apiece. Bottom half inning, number 5. Derek Studi from the stretch. And the pitch. And that's in there for strike one. Called strike one to Madlina. And he looks at strike number 2, so it's now 0-2 to Madlina. So the 0-2 pitch here from Studi. And that's going to be popped up over to Studi, and Madlina will be retired for out number 2, the F1 to Studi. And that'll bring up Zach Richter, 0 for 1 here today, walked. Back in inning 4, so he's got a couple of base runners on with Fleas at third and Adam out at, or Braden Marshke, I should say, out at second. And Richter looking at a fastball in there for strike 1. That ball hit on the ground is short. Grass will eat that up. A good play made, though. Really nice play, in fact. And that'll get Zach Richter on the 6-3 putout. And the third out here to end the 5th. At the Stevens Point Sixers get a couple of hits. A run and a couple left on here. Tied up at 4 apiece now. We'll move to the 6th inning of play. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
All right, back out here. We move to the 6th inning of play. One of our many game day sponsors here today in Fleet Farm. Fleet Farm has everything you need for summer fun on the water. Check out their huge selection of kayaks, water towables, fishing gear, and more. Shop in store at a store near you or online at fleetfarm.com. Also brought to you today by Wood Street Rentals. No matter the job big or small, look to Wood Street Rentals to get the equipment you need to get the job done. Offering a wide range of equipment needs and delivery to any job site, look to Wood Street Rentals in Stevens Point. So Chase Rogers to lead things off here in the top half, inning number 6 here. Chase will hit that one foul. Chase flew out to right field in his last at-bat, and prior to that was hit by a pitch on 2 separate occasions. So it's 0-1 now here to Chase. We happen to have a Chase up here in production with us as well. Chase Lyons. And that's bunted foul. So it's 0-2 now. So it's 0-2 now to Chase Rogers. Adam pitching in his 6th inning of work this morning. And that one will get fouled off into the top portion of the fence. Jackson Guerrero to snag that foul ball. So it's 0-2 here still to Rogers. Rogers able to check his swing on that, and it's 1-2 now. We're in the top of the 6th, all tied up here at 4 apiece. And Adams' pitch is down and outside, so it's now 2-2. Breaking ball just missed, so now count goes to full. Pretty good pitch there by Caden Adam. Not its full count now to Chase Rogers. And that's a called strike 3. Fastball catching the corner for the first out, and that's another Serpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Caden Adam. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serpro for the #1 choice and cleanup and restoration. So 1 out here for Jackson Guerrero. Jackson 0 for 3 here this morning. Flew out to left, flew out to center, and grounded to short. And Adams' pitch misses just up, so it's 1-0 now here to the shortstop, #2 hitter in Jackson Guerrero. That ball hit pretty well out to center. Fleas will range to make that play. And that's the 2nd out here. And that'll bring up Charlie Tompak. Charlie is 3 for 3 here today. 3 hits with a run scored. Charlie, the center fielder, hitting in the 3 spot. Adams fastball, and that's in there for a called strike. And Mr. Tompak has a 4-hit day. So his 4th hit here today for Middleton. So that'll bring up Easton Harris. Easton reached on the E6 his last plate appearance, had a single and a walk here for Easton. Charlie Tompak, 4-hit day over at first. And Adam misses up, so now it's 1-0. Caden Adam in there for a strike. Nice pitch there. Maybe a sweeper, I'm not sure, but in any event, it's a 1-1 count now to Easton Harris, with Ray Feinberg, the on-deck hitter for Middleton. Adam working from the stretch. The pitch, that's hit in the air out to Fleas. He'll take a handful of steps back, and he'll make the catch out in center to retire Easton Harris for out #3 on the F8. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors, a runner left on. We're through 5 1/2 innings complete. Bottom of 6 coming up here, tied up 4 apiece. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. We'll be back here in a moment.
Let your job journey begin at Express Employment Professionals. Find hundreds of employers looking for a candidate like you, all in one place at one time. And let Express Employment help connect you with your future career. With locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Marshfield, and Medford, you'll find local jobs right in your community, including direct hire and evaluation to hire opportunities. Express Employment specializes in light industrial, skilled trades, professional, and office careers. Begin your job journey today with Express Employment Professionals at expresspros.com.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
All right, we're back out here for the bottom half of inning number 6. Want to give thanks to our many game day sponsors here today. Culligan Water. Get Culligan Water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at culliganh2o.com. So Matthew Ostrowski will lead things off in this bottom half inning number 6. We're all tied up at 4 apiece here. Derek Studi will come on for his second inning of work here for the Cardinals in relief of Joey Pasaglia. And that's in there for a strike. So it's 0-1 now here to Ostrowski. Ostrowski had the RBI single back in inning 4. Fastball in there for strike 2, so it's quickly 0-2 now to Matthew. So 0-2 now to Ostrowski. And that ball going to be hit out into right. That's going to be trouble, and that'll be a base hit for Matthew Ostrowski. His second hit here today for Stevens Point. And that'll bring up the shortstop here in Caden Weinferter. Caden 0 for 2 here at the plate for Stevens Point. Matt Ostrowski aboard. Studi checking on Ostrowski there. He'll get back in there safely though. So bunt shown and bunt foul by Weinferter. Want to give thanks here to our game day sponsors today. Lee Ayers Jewelers, Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Point Insurance, and Premier Auto. So it's an 0-1 count here from Studi. Weinferter with Ostrowski at first. The check back over on Matt. Keegan Esser over there for Middleton. Holding Ostrowski on. The bunt placed by Weinferter, a nice one, and Studi will field it and throw over to Esser for the first out here, but that will get Ostrowski over to second. And that brings up the catcher here in Dayton Kobach. Dayton is 0 for 2 here. But he's got a runner in scoring position with Matt Ostrowski out at second. And Kobach going to wear that one, and he'll be aboard with the hit by pitch here. And that'll bring up Josh Opiola now. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run in his last at-bat just an inning ago in inning number 5. A couple runners on base now with 1 out, and Opiola coming up here. So Studi set the pitch. Opiola bunting, and the throw down to third. going to be in time, so Ostrowski down with the stolen base to third. Braden Marshke, the pinch runner there at first. Opiola bunts that one foul. So it's an 0-2 count now to Josh. And that ball scorched up the middle. That'll be an RBI single for Josh Opiola. The go-ahead run with Ostrowski coming home to score. And a timely piece of hitting there for Josh Opiola. Stevens Point now takes the lead 5-4 here, and Peyton Flea's coming up. Peyton is 2 for 3 here this morning, a couple of singles. And Peyton that's gonna get out the outstretched arm of shortstop there, and Peyton's third base hit here for the Sixers here, so a 3 for 4 morning for Peyton. Bases loaded, 1 out here. Looks like we'll get a mound visit here for Middleton. We'll stay right here unless there's a change, and not sure if there will be or not. But Stevens Point now out front, 5-4, 1 out here. We're in the bottom half of inning number 6. Josh Opiola with that RBI single. That brings Matthew Ostrowski home. Been kind of a back and forth kind of game here this morning. Some timely hitting, 19 hits between the two teams here. Stevens Point with the 5 runs, Middleton with the 4. And it looks like we'll stay with Derek Studi out on the hill for Middleton. Bases loaded with Noah Marshke coming up here. Mutual of Wausau Insurance is protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. So bases loaded here for Noah Marshke. Oh for 2 here for Noah. He did have a walk and a run scored, well as a stolen base though, inning number 4. He fouls that one off, so it's an 0-1 count coming up here. The base is full of Sixers right now, and Studi's pitch misses down and away, so it's 1-1 now to Marshke. And Studi's pitch misses high, so it's 2-1 now to Noah. So count now goes 3-1. So Studi's pitch misses down low. It's 3-1 now. Nowhere to put Noah. Stevens Point with a 1 run here this half inning thus far. Looking to maybe add an insurance run or 2 here possibly. And that ball is hit on the screws, going back on it, and that'll be at the warning track. A run will come across. A couple runs coming in. Opiola coming in. And they're going to call Marshke safe. And a 3 RBI triple for Noah Marshke. That is one way to clear the bases, and Noah Marshke does just that. So a 3 RBI triple. Clearing the bases out on the RBI triple That ball hit on the screws here, so Caden Adam coming up. Caden 2 for 3 here today, and he hits one out into left field. That'll be down for a base hit for Caden Adam. And he's got his 3rd hit here today and an RBI as well.
Number 20, Kyle Medina.
And that brings up Kyle Madlena, a couple doubles today, 2 for 3. He's hit the ball very well here in this morning ball game here, and he looks at ball 1 from Studi, so it's 1-0 now. And Madlena is going to wear that one, and he'll get down to first on the hit by pitch. And Zach Richter now. Zach grounded out to short in his last at bat. He walked prior to that, and then he had the bunt that moved the base runner over back in inning 2. So 1 out here for Richter. And that ball hit pretty well by Richter going back on it, and that's going to get foul into that left field, kind of the ivy area out in the foul territory out in left field. It was a long run there, not able to make that play, but it'll be a foul ball, so it's 0-1 now to Richter. And Richter swings and misses through strike number 2 now. So it is an 0-2 count to Zach. So Studi's 0-2 pitch coming up. And that ball hit out into the air on the left. Play will be made there by Lucchesi for the 2nd out to retire Richter. And Matthew Ostrowski, who started this half inning off here for the Sixers. He had the single, stolen base, and run scored. He led this inning off here. And that's going to be hit on the ground. Going to be a tough play over to first. And they're not going to get Ostrowski, and another run will score. And Ostrowski will find his way into second, and that'll be a single for Ostrowski. And if my math is correct, and usually it is, that was one of my majors here, Ostrowski will be aboard at second and an RBI there. Madlena down at third. That's 10-4 now for Caden Weinferter. Studi misses outside, so it's 1-0 now. So Matt Ostrowski with a 3-hit day in this morning game here. Studi's 1-0 pitch here to Weinferter. Up high for ball number 2. And that one misses down though, so it's a 3-0 count coming up to Weinferter. So 3-0 coming up. Weinferter taken all the way, and he'll be aboard with a base on ball here. Bases are loaded for Dayton Kobach. Dayton walked by way of being hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. Did score a run. Technically, his pinch runner, Braden Marshke, scored that run, but bases loaded now here for Dayton. Studi misses down and outside, so it is 1-0 now to Dayton. So Stevens Point six runs in this half inning here, kind of breaking this one open a little bit, we'll say. So it's a 1-1 count now to Kobach. Madalena down at third. Ostrowski over at second, and Weinfurter out at first. And Kobach going to get an RBI single. And a second run coming across. Ostrowski will score. So Madalena scores. Ostrowski scores. Weinfurter goes to second, and Kobach with a 2 RBI single. And that'll be the day here. Pitching change coming up here. We will be back here momentarily. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Stevens Point out front, 12-4. Back here in a moment.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
they, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed.
It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
All right, back out here. Chase Rogers coming in relief here of Derek Studi. Josh Opiola will hit here for the Sixers. Stevens Point really kind of opening this game up here in this bottom half of inning 6 here. Been somewhat of a, I guess we'll say maybe like a hit parade even. So it's 12-4 here, and again, Chase Rogers, the right-hander, will come in relief here for Middleton. And that'll bring up Josh Opiola, who had an RBI single and a run scored his last at-bat in this half inning here still. And that ball hit pretty hard and on the screws, but that'll be right out to center field. And that'll be the third out here, so the F8 to retire Opiola for out number 3. Stevens Point comes up with 8 runs on a bunch of hits here. Couple runners left on. They are now out front 12-4. We'll move to the 7th inning of play here. Stevens Point out front 12-4. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuta Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuta Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shutafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in AutoSelect. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, AutoSelect will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust. In Stevens Point and Plover, at AutoSelect, you're good to go.
All right, back out here, 7th inning of work coming up here. Peyton Flea is in relief. His second appearance in this tournament here. He pitched in relief last night. The hard-throwing right-hander. It's a 12-4 lead now. And we'll probably have a few pinch hitters, at least from what it looks like from my vantage point anyways, for Middleton. So Stevens Point erupts in that bottom half of inning 6 here, I believe. I had them for 7 hits and 8 runs. So they take a commanding 12-4 lead. And Derek Studi here will hit. Pinch hitting. So Flea's working out of the stretch. The hard-throwing right-hander fires in there, and that ball misses high to Studi. That ball hit in the hole. That'll be a base hit for Studi. Rocket hit in the hole between first and second there. And a base hit, and so Flea's working from the stretch for Studi over at first. The pitch is outside. Flea's the hard-throwing right-hander, as we mentioned. Sometimes he throws so hard that his ball cap falls off. And it's a 1-1 count now. Runner's going here. Pitch misses down in the dirt, and it's 2-1 now. And Studi down to second. Again, Flea's with a comfortable lead here for the Sixers, and it's 3-1 now here. Three-1 pitch. That catches a corner, so the count goes full now. With Studi down at second, nobody out here, the full count offering, and that ball going to be hit over to Marschke for out number 1. We'll have a pinch hitter here. We'll see who this is. Jonathan Shesher, the pinch hitter here, number 31, working with 1 out. That ball's going to be driven out into right field, but it's going to get foul. So it's 0-1 now here to Shesher. Flea's pitch misses down low and out, so it's 1-1 now. He works with 1 out, 1-1 count to the pinch hitter, Jonathan Shesher. Ball hit on the ground over to Ostrowski at second. He'll glove it. He'll make the throw to Marschke. And the 4-3 put out to retire Jonathan for out number 2, but Studi moves to third. And we'll have a Will Gilliland here, hitting with 2 outs, a pinch hitter. He'll swing and miss through. Flea's offering, so it's an 0-1 count now to Will with 2 outs. Derek Studi over at third for Middleton. The 0-1 pitch from Flea's misses down low. Count now goes to 1-1. So the 1-1 count here, and that'll be swung on and missed. So it's quickly 1-2 now. And I think they're going to call a balk on Fleece. So Studi will come across to score on that. So it's 1-2 now here to Will. Peyton's fastball misses down, so it's 2-2 now. So it's a 12-5 ball game here. Top half inning number 7. That ball hit foul and into the fence here, so count remains 2-2. And a fastball in there, and there's the signature hat flying off. All that torque and velocity forcing that hat to come off, but that'll be a Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Peyton Fleece to end the game here. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serb Pro for the #1 choice and cleanup and restoration. A final out here. We'll have our Nasonville Dairy postgame. We'll put a few words in with our Nasonville Dairy postgame show right up here in the booth. Of course, Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your fresh cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Again, a final here, 12-5. We'll be back here in just a few moments to wrap things up here in this first of 2 games that the Sixers are playing today. You've been listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back here in a moment to wrap things up with our Nasonville Dairy postgame show on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, we're back here for our brief post-game, our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Stevens Point, their first of 2 games here today on this Sunday, July 7th. Want to give a shout-out to my wife, Julie Berencott, on her birthday, 28 years old. No, I won't say the age, but either way, happy birthday to Julie, and congrats to the Sixers on their first victory here today on this July 7th. As they come out of here with a 12-5 victory over a Middleton Cardinals team. Really the turning point in that was that bottom half of inning 6 where Stevens Point erupted for the 7 hits and the 8 runs. A hit parade it was indeed. And Stevens Point will now play again here out at Buchholz Park. They'll play Wausau. The Bulldogs, head coached by Tom Magnuson. So Wausau and crew will be back out here with the Sixers. That's a 4 p.m. game. We'll have that game out on Zaleski Sports as well. Again, a final out here. Stevens Point 12, Middleton Cardinals 5. Chase Lyons on the production, Brandon Barroncott on the call for this one. Zaleski Sports. We'll be back to have the 4 o'clock game. That'll be on a separate live stream on YouTube, Zaleski Sports. Look for that. That'll be, again, 4 o'clock Central Time here. And a final again, 12-5. Have yourselves a good rest of your Sunday morning here on July 7th. Back at it here at 4 o'clock out at Buchholz Park. Have a good rest of your morning, folks.